At sea, helicopters can have only one home, and they have to find it or ditch. The Defence Evaluation and Research Agency, DERA, is conducting research for the Royal Navy to provide an improved launch and recovery system suitable for helicopters operating from small ships. These operations need to be conducted during day and night in all weathers up to and including Sea State 6. It is also a requirement that neither the ship nor the helicopter can be located by an unfriendly force as a result of using the recovery system. The 15-ton Merlin, which is now in service with the Royal Navy, is much larger, heavier and more capable than the current 10-ton Sea King and the 5-ton Lynx. The Merlin is replacing the Sea King in the ASW role, operating from Type 23 frigates, and is flown by a single pilot. The pilot workload during the mission, particularly the recovery in adverse weather after a long sortie, needs to be well within the capabilities of a tired pilot. At present, helicopter recoveries in bad weather that rely on the use of radar on the ship or in the aircraft are workload intensive and result in missions being severely weather constrained. The current weather minima limit operations in poor weather, and control and handling difficulties increase in side and tailwind conditions when the pilot is required to keep the ship and the flight deck in view during the final stages of the recovery. At night and in poor visibility, the current deck floodlights and fixed horizon bar on the top of the hangar provide poor to marginal control cues. For some operations, night vision goggles are required, and existing visual aids based on incandescent lamps are wholly unsuitable. The pilot lands the helicopter on the deck when he judges the motion to be within limits. In high sea states, however, the quiescent periods are limited in duration and frequency, and a method of advising the pilot when to land is vital. Other environmental problems include salt spray and deposits on the windscreens affecting visibility, and the effect on performance and handling due to the rotor-induced recirculatory airflows and the disturbed air flowing over the ship's superstructure. After landing, the helicopter must be secured to prevent it falling off the deck into the sea. Securing the helicopter at a single point is not always successful in preventing the helicopter moving on the deck in Sea State 6 and can subject the undercarriage to loads beyond the design limit. In addition, maneuvering, rearming and refueling the helicopter can only take place safely when the ship motion decreases. To provide a true all-weather recovery system that is not workload intensive for a single pilot, the absolute and relative positions of the ship and helicopter must be established. With covert communication established, the approach profile can be generated, which takes into account the ship's speed and the weather conditions. This profile can be flown automatically with assistance from the autopilot. The pilot monitors the approach to the decision point and continues to the hover alongside the ship, or aborts the approach if contact is not made. DERA has established that GPS can provide such a navigation and guidance capability which is truly omnidirectional. The UK GPS guidance system uses the HIGA, or High Integrity GPS Guidance Enhanced Receiver, on both the helicopter and ship. The HIGA is based on the Raytheon UK STR-2515 receiver and can directly replace it. It has an all-satellite-in-view capability, 12 channels, receiver autonomous integrity monitoring and wide-area GPS enhancement, and has been further developed to incorporate kinematic carrier phase tracking algorithms, which provide centimetric accuracy in the relative guidance mode. Such accuracy is capable of supporting fixed-wing aircraft carrier landings. As the helicopter approaches the decision point in poor visibility, the pilot looks up and searches for the ship. Visual contact is then straightforward, particularly using the new Visual Aids suite, which consists of electroluminescent panels outlining the flight deck, hangar and the stern of the ship. Integrated into the deck pattern is the bum line, which shows the pilot's correct head position over the deck. Also integrated into the hangar pattern is a stabilized horizon bar, which gives the pilot an indication of the ship's rolling motion. To help position the helicopter over the correct spot, two barber's poles are located forward of the hangar face, and when these are aligned with the hangar edges, the helicopter is correctly positioned. These features will form part of the new visual aid suite for the Royal Navy's Type 23 frigates. Another method under development for accurately positioning the helicopter visually consists of a thermal imaging sensor mounted on the main mast of the Type 23 and an image processor which analyzes the image to determine the position of the rotor and therefore the helicopter. This is achieved by stadiometric ranging of the known rotor diameter. The helicopter position is shown to the pilot on a display integrated with the stabilized horizon bar. A series of vertical lights indicate the fore and aft position of the helicopter, and a series of horizontal lights indicate the lateral position. The landing period designator traffic light, shown in the upper left quadrant, indicates when the ship motion is below the helicopter's limits, and it is safe for the pilot to land the helicopter on the deck. This system uses real-time ship motion information to establish the future motion energy of the ship's flight deck and the landing helicopter, and has been successfully tested at sea during helicopter recovery trials. To ensure that on future ships the environment of the flight deck is taken into consideration, DERA has been working on a design tool for ship's architects. This assesses the impact of air wake on helicopter operations for the full range of wind speeds and directions. The design tool uses computational fluid dynamic techniques and compares the effects of different ship designs, and particularly their superstructures, on helicopter takeoff and landing performance. When on deck, it is important to keep the helicopter secure without it sliding or toppling or overstressing the undercarriage. Dynamic simulations on moving ships have established that a system which uses the main landing gear stub axles can secure a 15-ton helicopter during the worst ship motions in sea state 6 without any significant movement on the deck and without overloading the undercarriage. DERA's proposed securing and maneuvering scheme also has the ability to integrate methods of rearming and refueling the helicopter without having any unsecured men on deck. The fruits of the research at DERA will help make future helicopter operations from ships safer, more efficient and more effective, and will reduce the cost of maintaining naval helicopter operations at sea.